We're gonna need 3 wrenches to do the job. Let's start with the 19 millimeter. The longer, the better. Just gonna reach down here and grab that top bolt. Once I'm on it, I can pull back towards myself. This water pump pulley, it's got no flange on it, so it's the easiest one to pull the belt off of. Once we got that loose, then we can let go of this tensioner and pull the belt off the rest of the way. Now this belt started squeaking on me. It's one of the reasons why we're replacing it. The new one's got a lot of rubber. There's not a lot of space in between these ribs. And you can see this one's worn out. So they wear more like a tire where it's losing the tread. Right, let's grab this top nut, and that holds the piston right here. And let's go right down here to that pivot bolt. This is the 17 millimeter. I can just barely get my ratchet out. Let's see if I can show you here. See that space there between the chassis and the bolt? I can just barely get my ratchet out, so make sure you don't back it out so far that you won't be able to get it out. And you'd end up probably jacking up the engine just to get your wrench back.
Jacking up the engine.
Well, just as I feared, see that bolt is touching the chassis of the car. So I'm gonna actually have to jack up the engine just a little bit just to get that bolt out. Thanks a lot, Toyota. Give you a better look of this engine mount. There it is right there. We've got 3 bolts. Let's get them. Uh-oh, feels like it's gonna break. The engine mount's a little angry. I don't wanna mess with it anymore and risk breaking something. Let's go over to the transmission mount, show you what I'm doing there. Let's get you a shot of that transmission mount. It's just back there. You see it? We're gonna pull that out and it should give us enough room to just pivot the engine up a little bit. All right, there's the bolt. Let's see if we can jack the engine up now. Okay, let's go right over here. I'll show you that bolt. Let me know if that clears the chassis. Zoom you in here. All right, here we go. Oh, baby. Look at that. Oh, man, what a victory. All right, so this engine mount that we're supposed to take out is still in the way. I'm gonna see if I can get this out around the back of the engine. It's a bit of a shame that I couldn't get that engine mount out, but rust will do that to you. So I'm glad I was able to come up with a different solution, even though it's a little bit more finicky. All right, so this right here, listen, that bearing is not supposed to sound like that. See that? It only spins just a little bit and it's much smoother. It doesn't just free spin like the other one. There we go. Let's come back around to the front and I'll show you that. Okay. Now I didn't show you jacking up that engine. I actually jacked it from the transmission right over on the driver's side, where the transmission bolts are. You'll see it. All right, that's good there. Don't want to over tighten it. Now I've got a belt to route around all of these pulleys here. Let me show you a belt routing diagram right there. Hopefully that'll help you. I've just got the slack here in the front. Let me put the 19 here on the tensioner. I've got that ready. I'm just gonna pull the belt around the alternator. And it's going to go in between the alternator and the AC compressor, get around that water pump. All right, that belt's kind of staged around the pump. Let me give it a pull here with the 19 millimeter. And that looks like it's about it. And you tell me when those 2 holes line up and I'll get that bolt back in. All right, those threads are started. Let me get the impact. I'm pretty happy, but this job took a lot more effort than I thought it would. but we were able to use problem solving skills to get the job done. Now, speaking of problem solving skills, I've got a CV axle that was super hard to come out. You won't believe what I had to do to get that thing out of the transmission. Click over there and I'll see you there.